So here's my dilemma. I have a lot of window boxes and pots on my deck that I've just planted, and I'm going to put in a drip system for them connected to my hose bib because I get sick of lugging the hose, but more importantly, I want to be able to go out of town and not have to worry about watering my flower pots. So I'm going to put them on a timer, and I'm going to show you how. These are all my supplies, and I will go through them one by one. So Rainbird's website has a good little sheet that helps you fill out the items that you need to kind of plan out what you want to do. Because I'm going more than 30 feet and have several pots, I'm using the 1/2 inch for the main line, and then the little 1/4 inch will come off of it. But this is the 1/2 inch drip tubing I'm going to run first, get this all ran, and then we'll hook it up to my hose spigot. So I'm going to start at the end and work backwards. They make this little clamp called flush and close for a 1/2 inch. And so you just stick that on to finish it up. I did find this as well. It's a flush cap, and this just kind of pulls out. So at the end of the season, you can flush it. These apparently do the same thing, but I don't know. It just makes me nervous that there's not an actual cap on the end. So this was probably a $2 extra spend that I didn't need, but it'll help me sleep better. I'm using little 8-inch cable ties to hold it to the base of my railing, and I'm leaving extra from where the pot needs to go in so that I can add any extra pots that need watering while I'm out of town and just move them over here. So I'm ready to put the bubbler stake in the first one. Hi, baby. Cute little visitor. Okay, they make a 180 and a 360. I thought I bought all 360s, but apparently they were in the wrong box. So I've got to do some exchanging, but this is a 360 bubbler. So there's a little barbed end that goes into the 1/4 inch. You just pull it off here, and I'll show you how that connects. So the one end just plops right here on the bubbler, and then the other end I'm going to punch into the 1/2 inch. So I'm going to use this little installation tool to help you put a hole in the line. They sell a bunch of different ones, but this one looked pretty basic. I also bought this thing because I love it. It's called a goof plug. So basically, wherever you screw up, you can just stick this little plug in. I'm certain I'm going to have to use a couple of those. Okay, so I'm using these little barbed couplings for a 1/4 inch. And I've never tried it before, but it says you just stick it in, so I'm gonna give it a go. So it does just push in. I pushed it in so hard that I can feel kind of the tip of it on the other end. So if that leaks, I'll plug it and put another one in. And next time, I guess I just won't push so hard. Then I'm just gonna attach this right on here. And I'm gonna go down the row and do all 5 of my planters and then come back. Okay, I just did a trial turn on without the timer just to see if these are working. So in these window boxes, I put 2 of the 180s, and I think they're gonna be okay. And then I did the 360 inside of that. So I'm using this little T to connect the 2 bubblers in the flower boxes. So this little T will go in here, and I'll stake it, and then this will go in here, and then there will be a line that comes out that I will clip into the 1/2 inch line. Okay, I finished running all my line, so now I have a lot of extra, and I'll cut it to fit here in a minute. I just want to make sure it's all set up. So the timer that I bought, if you don't want a timer, you just use this part straight in to the hose bib. But I wanted a timer. So this is, you get this piece as a timer, and then this piece you buy separately, and it's the adapter, and it's important because it's got a pressure regulator on it and a filter, and it's like $20 for this piece. And then you just plug that right in. Setting this up was super easy, this timer. We'll see if it works, but I set it to start in about 15 minutes. So we will see. Okay, great news, it worked. Now I'm just going around to each flower box and pot to make sure they're all lined up, get them how I want, and then I will end up staking these down so that I feel safer in the wind. One tip I have through all this is I had it turned on and I needed one more. So I thought I could just puncture a hole in the line while it was running, because I'm like, oh, they're little tubes, there barely feels like any pressure. Yeah, no, it was like a geyser coming out. So even though it seems like the water is just trickling, yeah, you need to turn it off if you're going to pierce any holes, which I'm sure is probably common sense to most people. But overall, it went great.